Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. Today we are on a map that we've not seen before at all on the channel. I'm pretty sure it's a very new map called Boreal Falls. And today we have Team TM facing off against TM, as we have a 1v1 here between SlicklikeVick and Sashkorin. And as we zoom on out so you can get a bit of an idea of the map. Well, that's a bit quick. But yeah, it's a very interesting map here. A lot of crystals to be had on the sides for energy, as well as a little bit in the middle. But obviously all this section in the middle is completely frozen. And then this section on the side here with lots of cliffs that will block radar vision. Pretty much going to be bots on this area. There are some hills. They're not super impactful, but I feel like you're going to need bots to go around there pretty effectively. And vehicles can be used in the center here as well. Now, that hill doesn't look very steep, but how big is it? As we zoom on in, it's relatively steep, not that much, but compared to these bits a little bit over here, that is a lot more steeper, and you definitely need bots for that. So as we zoom on out, let's have a look at the two players. So Slick has gone winds only as a start here with a max of 16 wind. Makes sense. He's playing very defensive with some grunts out just to defend the base. And at the just before 2-minute mark, he has 2 cons. And his opponent here, Sashkorin, doing pretty much exactly the same. This this con can actually get up this tiny section just here and make his way back. That's another thing that vehicles would not be able to do. So it seems that both players choosing the bot cons here specifically for the purpose of being able to move around the map a lot more effectively. Now, to be fair, if you are on this ground over here, being vehicles wouldn't be that bad because of how kind of wide it is, but you just have to remember that going down to assist in the center or something like that might be a bit of a problem. Now, Slick has pumped out a lot more combat units here. We see 7 grunts to just the 1 on the defense at the moment, with 5 more making its way across. Slick really pushing. Sash further back. He wants to control these middle mexes here if he can. You can see both of them actually have them queued up with their cons, although there is a con going to it pretty quickly from Sash's side. And Slick is going to take a little while before he gets there. He's not really prioritizing that in the slightest. Both players are just spreading out units all over the place. We see a grunt going down on the right hand side, and then a grunt for Sash getting spotted over here in the bottom left as well. Both players are living off of the reclaim at the moment. Funny enough, they've basically got an identical plan here. Look, the res bots are in the pond, like little craters, I guess, to just eat all of the energy reclaim here. And a grave robber did actually get destroyed there. Sash went for a single grave robber, whereas Slick went for 2. And this little guy did manage to sneak around the defenders. Does manage to get a metal extractor and that rear radar, and maybe about to get more if it keeps going. Huh. Slick with a very smart play of trying to just place walls down, in essence, with the vehicle blueprints. Very well played. Now, that grunt that was defending the resbot has kind of just gone off on his own. And now the resbot has no defense. This guy could move up and take out that resbot now, pretty free of charge. Instead, it looks like it's going to go and try and get some metal extractors. Middle right now currently being secured by Sash. There's 4 metal extractors in the center here. It's very smart to not lose them. Slick looking like he's going to lose the con. He does. Oh, and then going to destroy the wreck as well. That's just mean. Destroying the wreck will mean that resbots will not be able to do their job and get that con back up and running. So that's a very substantial loss there for Slick. Slick right now having a lot of metal in the bank, unable to effectively use it. He does have 2 cons at the front here ready to move in, but being harassed now from multiple sides kind of means he has to prioritize his defense right now. He's also surprised he's let this grunt just walk straight past. His attention is clearly elsewhere. And that elsewhere is right in the center where he does manage to take back the middle metal extractors. He's just trying to hold that at least until this exploiter goes up. It's going to be harder for Sash to push in since that exploiter's gone up. At least until players start transitioning away from the grunts. Now, interestingly enough, the center is looking more and more under Slick's control, but the flanks are actually looking like they're quite heavily under Sash's control, especially on this bottom right side here. There's 2 cons expanding relatively quickly through that kind of right-hand side here. Slick doesn't have any cons really expanding the flanks here, except for this one over here on the far left-hand side, and he just doesn't have enough units there to defend and is choosing not to build any LLTs, so these grunts are just managing to make it past still. Twin Guard going up in the center here will kind of definitely lock down these middle mexes for Slick. A vehicle transition though just finished. This is quite a few grunts. Just walking around the direct front of the base of Slick. Slick in a transition here to vehicles himself right now, and that is why he has no units being produced. The expansion cons that Sash did have on that right hand side did not manage to get killed. Only one of them did. There's still one left, but a lot of the eco here of Slick being just whittled down on every location. The only 2 places he actually holds effectively is the center. And I was about to say his base, but he's being attacked in his base. But yeah, Slick now with basically 0 expansion. He's got what is been built in the center, where he's investing quite heavily on twin guards here. He's about to build a second and then a third, because he really needs those metal extractors. But all of the other metal extractors on the map, all the expansion is just gone. And Sash is doing the very smart thing here of not really pressuring that point where all the defenses are. Instead, he's put a lot of forces on the flanks here with the intention of just attacking the flanks. There's no point pushing into a highly defended position if you can push elsewhere and still get value. I mean, right now as well, like all of these forces could just go like this. They could just completely bypass those twin guards. You know, all that way. They don't have to go through the middle, and like Sash with these forces right here. Does Slick even see those? Now he sees those. If he pulls forces away from the center though, Sash may just very well push into those defenses. He has a lack of vision on this right hand side as well, and that's causing these forces to just get in quite a lot. He's trying to, Slick is, trying to get some aggression off on this top side here, and he's even sent these forces that were in the middle as well to go over in that direction. He's trying to basically do the same as been done to him, but the problem is that that right hand side is completely well and truly owned by Sash, and there's no amount of raiding the back line that's going to stop that. And we see the radar go down again. It's just not looking good for Slick at the moment. He's got nothing, but the point is he can just go whoop straight into the base. Maybe that might be his plan. He's got a good amount of damage off of the back here. He's taken out a good quantity of mexes. These guys will die, but taking out some of the wins here will have done wonders, at least to try and make up for the difference. Getting a total of at least 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 5 metal extractors. Could have been better, could have been worse. As a few grunts do manage to make it around the back of Slick's base here, and they do get quite a bit as well. Oh dear. Power of just a couple of grunts. Slick's attention again elsewhere and just letting them kind of sit there. Look at the difference in metal at the moment. Now some of that is due to reclaim, but metal produced is kind of the figure you need to keep an eye on. And we're talking a couple of thousand metal difference at the moment, which is a lot. Army value is 52%. So he has to really get some efficient trades, Slick, in order to make up for this. And you see he's moved forces to deal with that with no radar up. He doesn't see these grunts coming, and the radar goes up just too late, as he clearly sees a vast amount of grunts that have just made their way around the back. And say goodbye to the radar again. He's moving this constructor really far out of the way, hoping that it doesn't get spotted, but it did get spotted here, and just sending a couple of guys over to deal with it is enough for him. But still, look, Sash is just well and truly controlling all of the flanks here, and this is just making it extremely difficult for Slick to do anything. His base is just getting contained, and now that his base is contained pretty effectively, he is starting to get pressured in the center here. All it's taken is 3 lashes here to just slowly whittle down these defenses in the center. Meanwhile, the forces can go elsewhere, and he is trying to, Slick is. Slick's trying to push elsewhere, but this, to me, kind of looks like this would be, oh my, I was about to say a game-ending raid, but Sash groups up everything into a ball just at the back of the base, and he gets degunned. That was a bad raid there by Sash. Now there are more coming. Slick defends yet again, but loses the center here. Powder doing extremely well, actually, at holding the line. There's going to be a lot of reclaim in the center there. 3,000 metal, and I tell you what, Slick could really do with that right now. But with Sash already having res bots here right at the front, ready to go, it's not looking very likely like Slick will get any of this metal. Metal produced, we're seeing 7k metal difference between the two players. It's just such a large amount of metal. This is the one part of this game where army value was for a very brief time advantage Slick. As we select Slick here, just look at how much metal he's just got sat on that he's unable to use. But maybe we see a good attack here. Kind of spread out as long. This fight is quite a long fight. Leaving that con alive and just letting the resbots eat and resurrect everything is definitely not what he needs right now. Also, just look how far forward Sash is. Like, this is a man extractor right outside of Slick's base. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take that. Don't mind me. Slick has managed to get some on the opposite side, but still, this is quite funny that you're just that close to your opponent's base and it's just like, yep, it's mine now. And it's looking very, very favorable to Sash right now, but who knows? Army value is almost 100% difference. Never mind. This is, I don't know, it was so far behind anyone's game, really. Pounders are good. I don't know if they're quite good enough to deal with this many enemy tanks. Not only that, but armed metal extractors and LLTs will make these guys quite not as effective at raiding. Pounders, well known for their raiding capabilities, as you know. Although an Incisor and Grunt managing to get around the side here. Oh, the armed man extractors, never mind. I was going to say, if there were standard man extractors, maybe different, but... Ooh, okay, so... Slick here has decided he's going to add Fugs to the mix here. For a bit of added extra damage. Where is his commander? His commander's had to rebuild all of the metal extractors, but he's just in a severe energy shortage now for such a long time. He really, really needs more E. You keep seeing it fluctuate there, but like 500 there at one point, and he's only making 380. He desperately needs more energy production in order to be able to afford all this. And the pressure that Sash is putting on now is just starting to become a bit unbearable for Slick to hold off on. See, there's a force here that's just swept around the side. Sash cleaning up the flanks, and we hear air starting to come out. Bombers from Sashkorin here. I think he's probably got enough tanks to just push in anyway, especially right now where all of the force of Slick is on this side. This army over here completely uncontested. We try and cover both sides of that fight with the camera here. And yeah, I don't think the bombers are going to be needed as these guys just march their way into Slick's base again. Slick calling the GG. What did Slick do wrong? I mean, I don't think it was necessarily a question of what did Slick do wrong here, but just more of a question of what Sash did right. And Sash did a great job at harassing those flanks and made sure he was capping them as quick as possible. And that's all there is to it, really. He managed to out-eco Slick by a considerable margin. Well, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought of this map, and I'll see you all next time.